Imagine discovering the remains of a civilization that existed 4,500 years ago. A civilization with carefully planned cities, advanced drainage systems, and sophisticated water management, and extensive trade networks. This civilization existed along with the Egyptian and Mesopotamian civilizations, but unlike those two, this still holds a lot of secrets. That is the Indus Valley Civilization. But multiple questions arises, like who built these extensive and sophisticated cities, why were they built, and how did urban civilization emerge from these? And the most important question is, why did it decline? Was it climatological change, or was there a violent invasion, or was there a gradual transformation, or is it just another political downturn? This is why this topic is very important for UPSC, and UPSC is continuously asking since the past many decades. Now, before going into the topic, let's look at some of the most important and probable questions that UPSC can frame in this topic. The first question, the Indus Valley Civilization represents one of the earliest urban revolutions in human history. Discuss the factors responsible for its rise and distinctive features. The second one, the decline of the Harappan civilization was not just a sudden collapse, but a process of transformation. Examine. And the third one, environmental changes played a significant role in the decline of the Indus Valley civilization. Critically analyze. And the fourth expected one could be, recent archaeological discoveries have changed our understanding of the Harappan civilization. Discuss. Now, let's get into the core idea with the help of a question. That is the rise and the fall of the Indus Valley civilization. Discuss the factors responsible for its emergence, achievements, and decline. This is a very comprehensive question, and students can prepare for this and write any other kind of questions that UPSC can frame. So, before going into that, let's see how and why did it emerge. So, when there is agricultural foundations, when there is surplus, there is going to be heavy other ancillary activities like the non-subsistence activities, for example, the specialization of crafts or the economic diversification in terms of specialization of occupations. And also we can remember the guilds found in the Harappan and the Mohenjo-daro sites, which talk about the food storage systems. And also when to form a city, there requires a lot of surrounding rural village networks that provide the raw materials for the cities to sustain, because for example, the Mehergarh site provided wheat, barley and cattle, and the copper was sourced from the K3 mines, and gold was sourced from southern India, and precious stones like lapis lazuli and carnelian were sourced from the Afghanistan and Balochistan areas. And the second reason for the emergence of the civilization of Harappa was the technological advancements, like the bronze cast technology, the dancing girl, and which was the hub of the Mohenjo-daro and Daimabad, and the metallurgical technology that they have invented was at Harappa and Lothal, and specialized crafts like bead making or shell making or making bangles with the shells was found at Shanhudaro and Balakot for especially the bangles. Like we can see in the next picture, the bangles made from the shells and the beads made from the carnelian. And the red and black ware pottery we could see everywhere, almost for example, the most important site, the Kot Diji and the Kalibangan sites show that the red and black ware was prominent. The bead making industries, like I have told earlier. The expansion of trade networks, the exports and imports with other countries like Mesopotamia, also called as Meluha in the literary sources. We talk about the seals, beads and Lothal was the greatest famous dockyard of this civilization. This trade contributed greatly for the economic growth and population increase and urban development and also cultural exchange. So, because of urban planning, a great amount of planned administrative policies that were taken, we can see grid patterned roads, covered drainages, and standardized bricks in the ratio of 1:2:4 with English bond laying system. And the agricultural infrastructure like the granaries we could find, and also the religious infrastructure like the great bath for religious purposes, and defensive architecture in the terms of the walls around the citadels, the upper town of most of the cities like Harappa, and the water management. So, the rivers like Indus or the Saraswati or other rivers were channeled into the cities through the help of reservoirs and dams and canals. So, it goes something like this. So, there is a pre-planned mitigative system which includes rainwater harvesting, mitigative practices, because this point which we can see is that city development is not just population accumulation or increase in population in a particular area, it is a pre-planned mitigative activities that were taken for prevention of disasters and sustenance and sustainable living of the populations. This was new, and Harappa was the first to do that in India. Why was the Harappan civilization unique? In the sense, like we have discussed, the urban management advanced, and the sanitation planning, the drainage systems and the organization, the economic integration, in the sense the production of the crafts, specialization of the occupations like the bead makings or the agricultural practices, and overseas contacts, and environmental adaptation, like I said, the rainwater harvesting and other water conservative dams and reservoirs that are being built. But when it comes to the great mystery, that is, why did it decline? And for that, there are some perspectives. The earlier explanation was that there was a violent invasion by Aryan populations from steppes regions or the northern Tibetan region, and they have destructed the cities and killed the population. But however, the modern historians do not believe in this. They have moved away from that belief, and they started believing in other contemporary explanations, like for example, the climate change and the more change in the climate from the tropical or semi-tropical climate to arid or desertification of the sites. Because I will tell an interesting analytical point here, which is that if you observe, there was presence of tiger, rhinoceros or crocodiles, or the presence of rice, wheat, barley. These all suggest that back in the days, in before 2000, 4,500 years ago, there was this ecological biodiversity that was much more tropical and humid than the present day sites that we can observe. Because the present day, there are no river systems present over there, like the Saraswati, which has dried off, and all the regions have become arid. So, most of the historians believe this is one of the reason, and then that is why migration happened to other regions. So, there was not abrupt end, but there was gradual migration of the populations towards other regions of the India. Yeah, there are evidences that the rivers have changed their course throughout the centuries, and the Saraswati is one of the example. And the other economic factors some have stated is that there might have been a reduction in the trade and fall of the political administration, but most of them believe in the gradual transformation. That means culture of the Harappan civilization has not ended, but it has stayed and continued in other cultures. For example, the early Vedic society or later Hindu traditions, where as we can see the proto Shiva type model on a seal, which we think is the present day Shiva or the mother figurines which are represent as Kali or something like that, and the worship of people tree which was there in the Harappan civilization and even now. So, when it comes to the recent discoveries, Rakhigarhi is the recent discovery and Dholavira is another one, but Rakhigarhi is very important in the sense because of the recent DNA findings of a woman skeletal remains. There was analysis about the race of the Harappan civilization. So, I request the students to study about that analysis so that any question regarding the population theories the UPSC asks, you can include these points. And Dholavira is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It has advanced water management and it also has 3 parts of the towns. The latest scientific archaeology is that we have discovered various technology to analyze the facts like the satellite technology or the DNA analysis, the climate studies like the river changes in the course or the environmental archaeology, because history cannot just be interpreted through literary sources these days, it has to be interpreted through various disciplines. Now let us look at a model answer and the structure for it. The question I have chosen is the rise and fall of the Indus Valley Civilization reflects both human innovation and environmental challenges. Discuss. Give a 2-line, 3-line introduction about slightly hinting how of a great importance it is, but then it declined and all. And then when it comes to the body, like we have discussed, give the reasons why it has become a huge urban civilization. Talk about these points, the agricultural surplus which led to technological advancements, and then trade networks and specialization and then urban planning, but also substantiate each of these points with examples. Talk about the achievements of the civilization, again with examples of the sites and what was found over there, and reasons behind the decline. Give all the perspectives we have discussed earlier, and in the conclusion, give a very future oriented conclusion, because what we can learn in terms of urban planning in the present day Indian democratic state. This was one of the first civilizations that had great amount of planned cities, and we want to implement the same thing in our present day India too. So, on that lines, you can give the conclusion. You can also talk about the greatness. It's not just about whether it risen or fallen. It's about the adaptations the humans back then have taken, like the rainwater harvesting or the storm readiness that they had with all the drainage patterns and all of that. So, this is the discussion for the topic. And I have also given the questions in these slides. Please attempt those and write your answers and upload your answers on sosinas.com on the Sosin AI bot. It will evaluate your answers and give within seconds. It can improve your content, your structure and the depth or the analytical points that you can add. So, you can continuously keep improving your answer writing skills. And also for students who you can also follow the daily and monthly news diary on the sosinas.com for latest history and art and culture recent developments or the current affairs regarding the GS1 mains paper. Thank you.